West Virginia is set to play Cincinnati at home. Who's going to come out on top? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to your favorite podcast, the Hard Edge Podcast. We're happy to be back here today. This is a pre-recorded episode. While you're watching this, Evan's actually in West Virginia at a camp. So, it's still going to be fun, but I won't be able to reply to any of y'all's comments, but I'll reply to them as soon as I can. So, let's get straight into it. Before we start it out, I'll tell y'all what we'll be talking about today. So, we're going to be previewing the West Virginia versus Cincinnati football game, and then we'll make prediction time. The last time we're going to be doing predictions this season. And then final segment will be ESPN releases their FPI rankings. So basically that's their power rankings for the season before the season starts. And it kind of predicted our schedule, and I'm not happy about it. So we're going to talk about that. So let's get straight into it. Cincinnati season. We're going to kind of preview their season and what they've done in the offseason. So WVU's coming into this game 4-2 in my predictions right now, with losses to Arizona and Virginia. Virginia's kind of a toss-up to me. We could be 5-1, but this is just my prediction right now because I can't see us having that many wins because our defense, I'm not sure about the depth. But this might be a night game. Not sure. If the Arizona game, which is a coal rush, is a night game, I don't see this one being a night game because they wouldn't do 2 night games in a row. Maybe they would, but I just don't think they would. But key storylines heading into Cincinnati's season. They brought in quarterback J.C. French from Georgia Southern. He had 5,760 passing yards in the past 2 seasons, and the coaches really liked him during spring practice. 5,000 yards. That's a lot of yards for 2 seasons, and he didn't throw many interceptions, so that's pretty good too. He's a great thrower. He has a big long ball ability, but it's a massive roster turnover. Maybe not for us in our, what we've been through, but for them, this is a massive roster turnover. They have 46 newcomers coming into the 2026-2027 season. Scott Scatterfield is his 4th season as the head coach here. But let's get into some of their other quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers. So they're back up and they're kind of competing right now. Samari Jones, QB, he's a dual threat quarterback who saw action late in 2025. He's still the second option behind French, though. I see French starting because he's the big transfer, kind of like a Michael Hawkins, but not as good. Maybe a better thrower than Michael Hawkins, but that's kind of their big quarterback they got from the portal. That's they're most excited about. And then they brought in running back Zalian Perry. Not sure how to say his name. He's a running back. He's been here. He's a returning back, 689 yards and 8 touchdowns last year. He's expected to start in front of G. Brian Payne. They have some weird names on this team. G. Brian Payne. It's G-I, B-R-A-N. That's not G. Brian. Brian is usually with a Y, but I don't know about this. He's a Notre Dame transfer with breakout potential. He's a very physical runner. He adds a lot of depth to the running back room. And Notre Dame has one of the better running backs coaches in the country, so I'm expecting this guy to have a pretty good season because all the running backs that have been out of Notre Dame the past few years have done really good. Jeremiah Love got drafted 3rd overall, and then they also had another running back get drafted. So they're practically the running back school of America. They have Isaiah Johnson, a veteran receiver. He's been at Cincinnati, but after the departures last year, they had a few wide receivers leave, and I think they got one drafted. So he was the backup last year, but he's filling in his role this year. So he's expected to have a big year after falling behind his older guys last season. And then J.V. Gibson, a wide receiver from Oklahoma, and he's the go-to-go option in spring practice. So that he's kind of like their good guy in spring practice. He really broke out in spring. And then the last guy that I'm going to mention today Cade Wolford, he's a wide receiver, part of the portal built receiving courts. They're from the Big 12 also. Those are their best. This is one of their best guys. So they're really high on him. And Lorenzo Ferner is also one of their top guys. So those are their two main receivers. So they're really excited about this passing offense. They're not sure about the accuracy for French, but they are very high on his throw power and these receivers' speed and physicality. Let's talk about their front seven. They're very high on the front seven. They brought back a few guys, and this is probably their best part of their team. The 3-4 front that what's the coach's name? Not sure his name, but he likes to run the 3-4. Nate Woody, that's his name. He likes to run the 3-4, and they brought in a few extra guys for some depth, and they also returned us a few really good guys from last year. So their defensive front seven is going to have a maul fest with our $5 million offensive line. It's going to be top. It's going to be top to the top. This is going to be must-watch football. It's going to be whoever wins this battle is going to win the game. This is what I'm going to say. If the defense is getting past our offensive line, Cincinnati might win. But if our offensive line is holding them and they're getting tired and our offense is rolling, I don't think their offense can compete with ours. The last thing I'm going to talk about for Cincinnati, and this is why I have us winning this game, Cincinnati cannot finish seasons. They have a trend going. It's been happening for the past few years. So this will start in 2024. They started 5-2 and then lost their last 5 games. And then 2025, they started 7-1 and then lost their last 5 games. So they've played. So this is their 7th game of the season. So going into this game, this is probably the time they'll start losing, based on the trends. So if this trend continues, I have us winning this game. Under Scatterfield, Cincinnati is 4-15 on the back half of the seasons. That's not good. You'd rather finish strong than start strong. Because let's say you start 1-5, and then you finish with a 6-win game streak. You wouldn't get fired because you left on a win. But let's say you started 5-0 and then lost 6 games in a row. You're on a loss streak. That's way worse. So it's better to start bad and then end good than start good and end bad. So my score prediction is 38-31. West Virginia wins. And also a prediction I'm putting out there. It's kind of a big one. Christopher Talley breaks out with a 100-yard rushing game this game, kind of like Jaheim White did as a freshman when they played Cincinnati at home. So 38-31 West Virginia. And I don't know what I was saying I hope y'all understood what I was saying about Scatterfield and Cincinnati can't finish seasons. Y'all probably understood, but I'm not sure if you did. Kind of all jumbled up there. So what do y'all think? Who do you think's winning this game? I think West Virginia could win this, and this would get them bowl eligible in one game. If they win this game and then win another, they will be bowl eligible in my prediction, because they're 4-2. After this one, they'd be 5-2, and then. But the rest of their schedule, it is hard. After this, they'll play TCU, and then I believe they play Texas Tech, or they play Utah and Texas Tech again, and then they play Houston. I think that's their remaining games. I think we could beat Houston. I think we could beat TCU, but I have us getting at least 2 more losses, so I have us at least 4-loss team. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. Definitely a 4-loss team, maybe even a 5. I'm not sure about this depth at the defense. Not the depth of the defense, but we have some good players on the defense. Malachi Hood, Isaiah Patterson, all kinds of good players on the defense. Just don't know about the depth yet. So on to the next subject. Prediction time, y'all's favorite segment. So this is going to be our last prediction time. So on Sports SI, I've been saying I'm going to put the link in the description, but this time I'm actually going to put the link in the description. I was just kind of messing with y'all, or I actually just forgot. But This is our last prediction time. So how many picks are we doing? We usually do 5, but no, not 5. Not 5. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 picks. These are the 7 best picks remaining after we've done a lot of them because we've done them for about 6 episodes, and so we've done 30. Maybe more than that, but so this is their pick 40, my pick 1. They say Strawn, Bray, and DJ Epps will be the team's top 3 receivers in receiving yardage. I can agree with this. Definitely Strawn, and then DJ Epps I can agree with. Not sure about Bray, because Bray we saw against Robert Morris in Ohio last year. He has talent. He was the leading receiver in the first 2 games. He has talent. He just needs to stay healthy. If he could stay healthy, I think he could definitely be a star. In spring camp, we've heard that he's been making huge plays. He's been making one-handed catches, head taps. He's been winning the 50-50 balls. So he's been doing really good in camp, but hopefully he just can't get injured. And Strawn, we don't know if he will be in the season or how long it will take him to recover. So I'm not sure about Bray or Strawn, but I know DJ Epps will be good. Maybe we could sneak a tight end in there, like somebody like maybe Cam Ball or somebody else, Josh Sapp or the returners. So number 56, and my pick number 2. This is their pick number 56. They say less than 5 true freshmen play in more than 4 games, burning their red shirt. I'm not sure. I've been hearing stuff, but is red shirt still a thing? I don't know. They created the 5-for-5 rule, so maybe when they made this is a little bit longer ago when they made this rule. So maybe I know there's medical red shirts, but I'm not sure about regular red shirts. Like you're not playing just because the coaches don't want you to. But I'm not sure yet. I don't know if this is a thing, but I don't see this happening because let's think about some of the freshmen on the team right now. Kevin Brown, I don't see him burning a red shirt if there is red shirts because I see him playing. Cyrus Traw, he's a freshman, I'm pretty sure. Or there was another guy that was kind of like him, but maybe Cyrus Shaw is a freshman. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I probably need to do my research before the episodes. And then Christopher Talley, I see him getting some touches. That's 3 right there. That's 3 people. And then who are some others? Amari Latimer, that's the 4th guy. Amari Latimer's a freshman. So we have 4 people. We need 1 more. So they said less than 5 true freshmen. Oh, true freshmen. So we'll just say freshman. But Amani, we just need 1 more freshman. Who's 1 more freshman we could say? I don't see this happening. I can't name another true freshman. There's not many true freshmen on the team. I don't even think you count all those players I just mentioned as true freshmen. Those aren't true freshmen. I'm pretty sure true freshman means you could maybe be playing in high school still. Not sure. I need to look at that up. If anybody can clarify that, me in the comments. But there's their pick number 69, my pick number 3. They say defensive lineman Nate Gabriel has a breakout year and earns all Big 12 honors. I can definitely see this happening this is one of our main leaders right now on the defensive front. I can definitely see him. He's the anchor on the defense. And our depth on the defense isn't that good. So I can see him getting a lot of play time. And the first string of guys on our defensive line, they're pretty good. So if they could all thrive together and they could all just be good all together. There's not going to be one standout guy. If they all work together, they could all be elite together, not one standout. So I could definitely see this happening. So this is their pick number 100, my pick number 4. They said running back Cam Cook is the only player to get drafted to the NFL in 2027. I could see this happening definitely. Cam Cook is definitely getting drafted because he had 1,700 rushing yard season last year. That could have probably got him drafted if he declared. Let's think of some other players who can get drafted. We don't really have any other standout players this year. Bray, if he has a breakout year, or that's the only person I could think that would be elite enough to go to the NFL draft. Maybe an offensive lineman like Nick Cray. I'm not sure if he's a senior, though. Okay, so this is their pick number 99, my pick number 5. They say another former Mountaineer player will join the coaching staff. So we already have Tavon. No, not we have Noel Devine. We have Pat White. We have Rasheed Marshall. So let's think of some others that could join. Pat McAfee. Maybe Pat McAfee joins the coaching staff. Steve Slayton, maybe. That'd be cool. Geno, maybe he retires. Maybe Geno retires from the NFL because he's had a rough few years. But he's still young, so he's still playing. But maybe Geno. Tavon, maybe. But Tavon, I don't feel like he'd be the type to coach. We have Pat White already. So I could see this happening. So I think Geno would be really cool. But we already have a few QB coaches. One of them would have to get fired, which is not a good sign. So what do y'all think that could happen? That was their pick number 99. And on to the second to last one. This is their pick number 98. Mine's pick number 5. They say excitement and optimism around the program will be the highest it's been since 2018 season. So they're saying we have a winning record, and there wouldn't be excitement if we didn't have a winning record. So they're saying we have a good season. I could see this definitely happening, but I don't know about 2018 because we must have in this prediction they're making, we must have had a big season, like a 9-win season, because 2018, I don't know, because we had a lot of excitement going into the 2024 season. We were at the edge of the top 25, so I don't know about that long. So maybe not. Depends on how good we are in their prediction. I don't know how good they're putting us at. Okay, so the final pick of the prediction series. Number 88. My pick number 7. For the second straight year, West Virginia will bring in a top 25 high school recruiting class. I could see this happening. We already have 2 4-stars recruited on our recruiting class this year, and we're already number 40, and we haven't even had signing day yet. We're number 40 in the nation right now, and we already have a few players in their top 10, a few 4-star players in our top 10, in their top 10. So that's basically, if you don't know what I mean, players release their top 10 schools that they like the most, and they have to pick one out of those 10. So we're pretty high on a few 4-stars lists. So I could definitely see this happening. On to the final segment. ESPN FPI predicts WVU's schedule. So the FPI is basically how good to play. It's not about hype. It's not about anything. It's just how good they think it's going to be. Not like home field advantages or nothing. It's just how good the players are themselves. But I don't think this list is right. So versus the first game, they say 85% chance for us to win against Coastal North Carolina. That's a pretty good prediction. And then 96% to win against UT Martin. And then this is where it starts to get weird. Versus Virginia at Charlotte, 27% chance for us to win. What's going on? What is going on? 27%. Virginia's not even ranked. What are we talking about? ESPN might not like us, I don't think. So 27%, that's less than half. It's less than 50%. So they're saying we don't even have a coin flip. Not even a coin flip percentage. Let y'all sit on that one. Let's start at the next ones. Oklahoma State, 49% to win. Oklahoma State has 3 wins, 2 wins in the last 3 seasons. Why 49% for us to lose to them? And they brought in not very many good defensive players. They brought in a few good guys on offense. Drew Mestamaker, top leader in passing last year, I'm pretty sure. So that's good. Their offense is going to be elite. But their defense, nobody knows about their defense. Okay, next game at Iowa State. 45% chance for us to win. What is going on? What are these? What are these picks? 45% chance? Iowa State had the biggest turnover in the country. They lost their coach. They lost their defensive coordinators. They lost all their offensive coordinators. They didn't keep anybody. All their players left. their star quarterback left. Not sure if any of their coaches are still there. They might have a few, maybe the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. I was just spitting stuff out at that point just to try to prove a point. But they lost everything. They didn't even bring in anybody good. I looked at their schedule and I looked at how they're recruiting. They didn't bring in any high 4-stars. They didn't bring any in. They brought in one wide receiver that was 1 4-star. So don't get why we're not favored to win against them. And then next one versus Arizona, 40% chance. That's a little bit lower than Iowa State. At least make it a little higher than Iowa State. Why is Iowa State at 45? If we're favored to win 40% versus Arizona, Iowa State should be 50%. Because Arizona is 3 times better than Arizona. Arizona is really good compared to Iowa State. I misspoke there. Okay, so on to the next game. They have us winning 39% versus Cincinnati. These picks aren't lining up. Arizona is better than Cincinnati. Iowa State is worse than Arizona. What is going on? 39% for us to win against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is not good either. They lost a star quarterback. They only returned. I know, I was just talking about, we were just predicting who was going to win. Their secondary isn't that good. They had a lot of turnover. We had some turnover too, but they didn't bring in many people, high caliber people. We brought in the top leader in rushing last year. We brought in a 4-star, almost a 5-star offensive lineman. We brought in DJ Epps, one of the best receivers in G5, and then we just brought in a ton of people. Top class we've had in the past few years. Top 25 freshman class. So I don't know what people are talking about us being bad. And then next game at TCU, 24%. I think what is going on? 24%. They lost their star quarterback also. So they have a good coach, and they brought in a few good players. So I could see this one a little bit more than the others, but 24%, they're not even ranked. They're not even in the top 30. Not even the top 30 poll. This is making me mad. And then at Texas Tech, 6.3%. I can agree with this. Texas Tech spends millions upon millions of dollars on their sports. They spent 10 times more money than us. At Kansas versus Kansas. This is the only Big 12 game we're favored in. 50.4%. They gave us that 0.4. They gave us that 0.4% so they can make us feel good. Okay, so that's one game they're giving us. And then versus Houston at home, 38% to win. Okay, I see how there it is. They just don't like us. 38%. And then the final game versus Utah at Utah, 18.7%. I don't even care anymore. So I don't think this is accurate. I think we're gonna look back at they're gonna look back at these rankings at the end of the season and be like, what were we thinking? So thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a great day. Sorry if this episode was kind of out of nowhere and it was kind of all over the place. I'll try to work on my speaking. I'm still kind of getting into this. Hopefully I can do better. But hope y'all have a great day. Hopefully this is an entertaining episode. And hopefully I'll see y'all Saturday. I'm on vacation right now, but pre-recording this, I'm trying to get as many episodes pre-recorded as possible so I can get y'all some stuff. So hope y'all have great days. Peace.